Well, in that case, I want to wish everyone a very warm welcome to this webinar. Thank you for joining. My name is Hans Huising, and on behalf of Konica Minolta and MGI, I want to thank you for your interest in this topic, and of course, thank you for joining at this time. This webinar is all about the AlphaJET and about how it has transformed the business of one of our customers. But before I start, let me just share the agenda with you so you know what to expect in the next hour. First, I would like to explain why we as Konica Minolta choose to work with MGI and why we are promoting digital embellishment. Then I'll hand it over to Victor Abergil of MGI, who will explain the concepts behind AlphaJET, and he will also go into a little bit more detail about the technology. After that, we will hear from Mr. Jean-Pierre Jovin. He is the CEO of ISRA Cards in France, and really he is the star of this show, so we're looking forward to hear from him on how he has been able to transform his business with the AlphaJET. And at the end, there will be some interactive time for you to come up with some questions. So first, let me explain to you why I think this topic is important. Konica Minolta has a long history in imaging. Just last year, we celebrated our 150-year anniversary. Most people know Konica Minolta from the camera business, or from the office copiers that we sell, or from the printers. It was actually only about 25-30 years ago when we expanded from the office environment into the digital printing business and the digital production area. And today, we are one of the leaders in the print production industry. So for us, the question is, what is next? Where is the industry going? How can we better serve our customers in the future? And more importantly, how can the print providers in the industry, how can they build a thriving business with print in the future? And I would like to explain that based on that question, we have a vision in how the industry will evolve in the future. And this vision is twofold. First of all, we see that the current print production industry is really a multi-channel communication business. Print is no longer the only channel, but it's competing with online and mobile. For our customers to thrive in this business, it's no longer enough to simply offer good print with high quality, low price, and great service. Today, these are more hygiene factors. If you have it, it doesn't really differentiate yourself anymore. But if you don't have it, it will work against you. So with this dynamic, and for this reason, we see more and more consolidation in the market to reduce the cost and improve efficiency on the part of the print providers. For us, the good news is very simple. Print is not dead and will stay alive for a long time, but it has to stay relevant. And this is why it's important that print stands out. It has to have the added value. And that's why Konica Minolta believes that digital embellishment will be crucial in the future of print. Secondly, we also see an emerging industrial print industry. This industry goes beyond the graphic arts market and is much more into packaging and other industrial applications. And of course, that's why we're here today. In this market, it's all about innovation, digitization, and automation. And of course, in the end, it's about profitability. Also here, the challenge is to add value, to offer something that stands out. So also in industrial print, digital embellishment will become very important in the future. So, based on this vision, Konica Minolta has chosen to work closely with MGI to provide digital embellishment solutions in the market. Why MGI? Mostly for three reasons. They have launched their first embellishment production solution already more than 30 years ago, and since then they have become the leader in digital embellishment. Today they have more than 1,300 installations worldwide and have a good track record. For us, it's also important that they offer embellishment technology across the whole board, from A3, B2, B1, and also for the roll-to-roll for the label market, which is also growing. So, now that I've explained how we as Konica Minolta see the development in the market and why we choose to work with MGI, let me introduce Victor Abergil. Victor is the co-founder and executive vice president of MGI Digital Technologies Group, and he has been instrumental in the development of this digital embellishment technology. He's also been driving the development of the AlphaJET, and that's why he is the best person to talk about this in this webinar. Let me also introduce our customer, Mr. Jean-Pierre Chauvin. The next slide, yes, thank you. You'll be hearing from him in a little bit. Jean-Pierre is the CEO of ISRA Cards in France. His company is specializing in the design and manufacture of smart cards for different sectors. For example, contactless identification, access control, or transport. And a very nice innovation from ISRA is that they can print some electronics. For example, printed antennas for secure contactless cards. Also, ISRA wants to do this in an environmentally friendly way. So all in all, it's a good fit between ISRA and the AlphaJET. And that's why I'm happy to have Jean-Pierre on this webinar with us to talk about his experience. So that's it from my side. Without further ado, let me hand over this presentation to Victor, who will tell you a lot more about the AlphaJET.
Thank you very much, Hans. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to having you today on this webinar. And before to start, I would like to give it to you a quick overview of who is MGI. As Hans told you that today, MGI is one member of the Konica Minolta family since 2016. Konica Minolta took 42% of our shares and become one of the major shareholder in the company. And MGI have been created in 1982 by our CEO Edmond Abergen and myself. Today we have a value of 300 million on the stock market because we are listed since 2006, and we have more than 320 people working for the company, and 1/3 of them are engineers dedicated for the R&D. MGI have operation in France and Germany. We have launched 18th generations of digital toner printing press on the market. The first launch was in 1991. So we are working on the graphic art industry since more than, let's say, 30, 35 years globally. In 2003, and we have launched our first inkjet press dedicated for the embellishment, meaning we had the vision that as Hans said on introduction, we had the vision that the print will be not enough in the future for the operators, and the best way to generating added value for the company and for their customers was located on the finishing. That's why we created a bridge from printing to finishing to bring to the market an added value solutions for adding embellishment on the prints. We are deployed in France and Germany. We have 4 sites of manufacturers in the countries, and that's where we're manufacturing our equipment dedicated for the embellishment. So, very important point, as I told you, we signed a strategic alliance with Konica Minolta in 2016. This strategic alliance was based on the 2 levels. The first one was marketing and sales. We agreed that Konica Minolta will become our only distribution network for our product, and for Konica Minolta, they agreed to adding our portfolio of product in their line, to proposing to the market new solutions to generating added value for them and for their brands. And the second level of the strategic alliance was capitalistics, meaning Konica come on our capital by handle 42% of our stock. That's very important. We are still driving the company, but now we are sharing our vision with Konica Minolta. We are sharing our R&D development in order to be sure that both of us will be on the same line in order to bring to the market disruptive innovation for their daily expectation. Having said that, from 2006, a new division has been created by Konica and MGI. This new division is called the Industrial Digital Printing, where we are able to offering to the market industrial solutions as well for printing and for finishing. And that's where the alliance between MGI and Konica Minolta having a strong essence. Konica Minolta bringing the printing technology, we are bringing the solution technology, the finishing solutions, and we are able to coming to you with a bundle covering the printing to the finishing. Here, a quick overview of the MGI portfolio product dedicated for the finishing. As that have been said before, we cover the market from the A3 size up to the B1 size. B1 is 74 by 110 centimeters. And that's as well for the commercial printing, for the packaging industry, and the last but not the least as well, the roll-to-roll for the label and flexible packaging. So that's very important. You can see all over the product we can address to your needs. If you are looking for sheet-fed technology solutions from B2, B1, or from roll-to-roll as well, embellishment solutions for you. What does it mean, embellishment? That's mean the capabilities to adding on the print a spot UV varnish, flat or raised, and as well a spot hot foil stamping, flat or raised on your print, and to bring to your customer a high added value product. So, having said that as well, again, 2025 brings to the industrial printing a lot of challenges. And I will share with you our thought about what kind of challenges we are facing as manufacturers, but as well you as a print provider to the market. First one, we know that since the COVID disease, that's becoming more and more complicated to hiring new talent for the companies. How to bring new people in the company with the capabilities for them to finding an interest in our industry. And the way for that, we saw since the COVID, people changing their view on the way of life. They are not willing now to spend all the day long in the business. They prefer to sharing time between home and business more than what it was in the past. And we thought that with the high-tech product, we have the capabilities to invite new talent to come and to join us to participate of the development of our companies. And that's one of the key point. Today, we are sure that the digital technology is an eye catcher for all of us to bring and hiring new talent in our companies. The second issue is the energy. Energy all over the world have been impacted by the geopolitics situation in the world. And we saw that the energy cost increased by 3, 4, 5 times compared to what it was in the past before 21 or 22. And we have to find solutions to reduce this cost of energy on our cost production and on our selling price to our customers. And we will see that the digital technology will give it to you an alternative in terms of decrease and saving the energy cost on your daily productions. The inflation and raw material, that's also a key problem. We saw that the last 3 years, we had a very tense period of impossibility to getting raw material from our suppliers due to the back order, but as well due to the crisis, and the price have been increased significantly, and that's added consequences for us and for you as well to overstocking some raw material to be sure that you will not be on the dependence on the daily increased cost of the raw material when you're passing a new order. So that's something quite strategic for our industry to be able to work on the daily stock and not having millions sleeping on the warehouse because we're anticipating the problems with the supply chain to get the raw material. Ecology, that's very simple. The sustainability, we're hearing, just turn on your radio, your TV, and daily we're hearing the problem of the global warming, how to protect our world, and what we will be able to provide to the next generations. It's very important. And our customers asking more and more today a green, sustainable approach on our production and on our product. So we have to be recycled. We have to have the capabilities to de-inking the print, to recycle the paper, and so forth and so on. The zero plastic becoming more and more popular. So that's all those question marks coming on the table from our customers. That's give us the obligation to bring an answer to them. And we will see again which path you can find with the digital technology and the concept of the Factory 5.0. Automation and digitalization. Thanks to the digital technology, that's maybe one of the strongest technology who can give it to you the capabilities to automatize the production process and to digitalize all the production by suppressing the single-use consumable utilization, meaning all the plates, all the films, all the cliché dyes, and so forth on the productions for your product. And in the same way, to saving cost for you, and by the fact increasing your profitability. And that the main topic at the end of the day, as everyone, we are looking at the end of the year, what is the P&L of the company, what is the profit that we have been able to generate during the year, and how we can be more efficient on this point to grant a future for the company. Embracing all these challenges, we will see now, compared to the standard productions and workflow of production, what can be the benefit of the digital technology that we will introduce you today. This is today the conventional process. You recognize, all of you, what you have in your factory and in your plant, okay? Between the pre-press department, the plate screen dies production department, the printing offset department, and after the finishing process by the C-screen, the hot stamping machine, the die cutting, the gluing, stamping, and so forth, and to the packaging for delivery to customers. So we are seeing as well what can be the needs in terms of human labor requested to manage all those operations. Thanks to the Industry 5.0 and the concept of it, compared to the standard and conventional technology, with the Industry 5.0, we are able to implement a smart factory with a flexible production of added value product with a very competitive cost. That's the driver of the process of the Industry 5.0 today in our industry. As well, to be dynamic on demand customized productions, meaning we are not just there to produce a static image. We can produce dynamic customization by numbering, by alpha numbering data, variable data. So that's very important to be closer to the needs of our customers in order to having the capabilities to complete what the analog technology can propose. And a very important point, the optimizations of the ROCE, meaning the profitability on your investment. What does it mean? What will be the ROI according the investment? Many times you will need to amortize the equipment and to generating added value for your company. So having all these points in our mind, I'm pleased to introduce you the concept of the AlphaJET B1 single pass inkjet press from printing to finishing, called the Factory 5.0. If you remind the slide that I present you just before, here we can see with the AlphaJET single pass process, we can have with one or two operator the capabilities to handle the file coming from your website or from a digital file, to print it, and to, in the same pass, to be able to adding embellishment, spot UV varnish or float varnish, or spot hot foil stamping, or flat and raised. Factory 5, the printing process, to do the spot UV process and the hot foil stamping process. And thanks for the technology, as you can see, the single pass Factory 5.0, B2 and B1 size format, you're starting from a blank substrate, we're able to printing CYMK in one pass, 1600 dpi by 1600 dpi, water-based ink process, to adding on the same pass on the print a spot UV coating flat, meaning from 5 micron up to 15 micron, or tactile spot UV, meaning from 15 micron to 200 micron, and to having as well a digital hot foil stamping process, flat or tactile, on the same operations, and to getting at the end a printed and embellished semi-finished product who can be score, crease, glue, or whatever, to getting a final product for your customers. Quickly, some technical information about the AlphaJET. AlphaJET is a single pass production press going up to 1,800 B1 per hour. We can handle from A3, B2, and B1 format with the same technology. And the most important, we can go from 160 GSM up to 2 millimeter. With the same digital press, we can handle standard substrate and folding carton or corrugate on the B1 size. We are water-based inks. We are de-inkable certified. We are, in fact, INGEDE certified. And we have, in the same process, the capabilities, as you can see here on the eyes of the laser, the capabilities to having the spot varnish flat or tactile or raised, if you preferred, and to dropping as well hot foil stamping. And our UV coating and foil stamping is also de-inkable. De-inkable meaning the product can be recycled. So that's important in the sustainability chain, to confirm to your customer, to your brand's customer, that the product that they will have is a product that can be recycled. Our technology is not a closed technology. That can be as well an hybrid technology. What does it mean? We can print, varnish, and foil, or if you want to use your technology existing on your plant, meaning offset or digital, you can print on your offset or on the other digital press, and you can do the finishing on the AlphaJET as well. So you can cover from A to Z, from print to finishing with the AlphaJET, or you can be as well part of the productions if you are printing on the offset, doing the finishing directly on the AlphaJET for eventually variable data printing, for spot UV or float UV on the print, and digital hot foil stamping. And as well, if you are printing on digital press, you can do the spot UV flat or raised and the digital hot foil stamping from your existing digital press on your factory. With the AlphaJET Factory 5.0, we have developed as well a new functionality with the varnish. We have developed what we call the digital overprint varnish. This digital overprint varnish have for the main reason to replace the lamination. What does it mean? This functionality will protect the ink against the scratch, the finger taps, against the moisture and other problem that you can face when you are using product printed, but as well to eliminate the plastic on the process. And this OPV functionality can be spot. What does it mean? If you have a white area on your print, no need to cover it as you do with the lamination today. we will cover only the printed area with the OPV functionality, and we will saving consumables cost, and in the same time giving an appearance for just the printed area as an appearance of lamination. As well, this overprint varnish functionality is de-inkable and recyclable. What kind of substrate can we use on the AlphaJET? Very quickly, we can use cutted and cutted paper from 160 GSM up to 2 millimeter thickness. For that, as we are using a water-based technology, we have to apply as well a primer on the substrate before to be printed by the water base. That's something that we can explain later on if you want to have more details. We can print on folding carton up to 2 millimeter, and as well on the e-flat and cardboard. So you can see the high flexibility of the technology. We can print on the standard substrate, but we can go up to the heavy stock with the same technology, with no needs of changing a lot of setting in the machine to be able to having this possibility. Quickly, information of the inks. Our inks is a CYMK printing water-based inks, okay? We have a tanks of 55 liter for each color plugged on the machine. In the inks, the print heads are included, meaning that when the lifetimes of the print head is reached, you don't have to spend something to replace it. That's included on the price of the ink. So automatically, over a certain number of print, it's exactly 1.2 million B1, the heads are changed free of charge. We are de-inkable certified. We are food safe primary packaging certified, and we are FOGRA certified for our inks. And our inks are 100% free of reactive chemistry component. Especially for certain market segment, we are HA certified, AOHS certified as well, and REACH. So for people who are working with certain constraint of Nestle regulation or whatever, you see here we getting all the certification to answer for the print. Now, when we are talking about embellishment, what are we talking about? So first of all, as I told you before, we have the capabilities to apply flat spot UV varnish or flowed meaning to recover all the surface of the substrate. And the flat here, as you can see over there, is from 5 micron to 15 micron, and we can do the 3D tactile spot UV, as you can see here on the picture with the B. You see the embossed effect generated by the spot varnish application on the AlphaJET. Or we can do the textured embossed coating. As you can see here, the interest, thanks to the technology, we can manage the grayscale effect on your image, and we can have different level of thickness of varnish on the same image in the same pass. So we don't need to generating 3 or 4 different files because we have different thickness of varnish on the image. The front-end system will interpret it, the PDF file, will analyze the 256 gray levels of your images and applying a different level of thickness of varnish if that's requested. What we can generate with the spot UV varnish, we can do it as well with the digital hot foil stamping. We can do digital hot foil stamping flat, as you can see over there, or we can do raised here. We can generate glitter effect. We can have foil texture, embossing effect with the foil, and quite very important, we can also manage variable data by personalization with the foil and the varnish, thanks to the digital technology. We can print braille with the varnish. We can generate with the varnish a matte or satin effect. And we have as well a library of more than 250 effects available for the spot UV varnish and for the digital hot foil stamping. All those processes can be generated in one pass. I can have on the same print a 3D tactile spot UV here. I can have a flowed flat varnish and a 3D raised hot foil stamping in one operation on the top of the CYMK print. Sorry. We was talking about the environmental impact saving and free plastic. As you can see, and as explained you just before, thanks for the digital technology to saving the cost of energy, to reducing drastically the labor cost, because we have 1 or 2 operators instead of 4 to 6 operators to combine all those effects in one operations. We are eliminating all the single-use consumables utilization during the process, meaning plates, films, cliche, dyes, and so forth. And as well, we are generating more profit globally. So here you can see with the AlphaJET, first of all, we're reducing the immobilized flow space used by the AlphaJET compared to the conventional process with a B1 offset print, a seal screen machine B1, hot foil stamping B1 machine. Thanks to the AlphaJET, with that, we are reducing by 45% the space allocated for. Single-use consumable, 0. We have no plates, no film, no screen, no dyes, so clear and sound, and no solvent using during the process. We're reducing drastically the waste during the production process. What does it mean? When you are doing a print, even if you have the best operator on your offset machine, you will need to waste between 100 to 250 sheets before to launch the production. If you have a very, very strong operator, high skill operator, maybe you will be around 50 to 80 B1 sheets. But after, if you are going on the C-screen technology, you will have the same amount of a sheet before to adjust the productions. And the last but not the least, you have the hot foil stamping as well to set up the machine and to having this waste. By the AlphaJET technology, with 2 sheets, even 3 sheets, you will be ready to launch the production. So what does it mean? You are saving first the raw material, paper, where the cost is quite important. You are saving the ink cost. You are saving the varnish cost. You are saving the foil cost and the labor time. At the end of the year, when you are accumulating all those savings on each job, that's representing a significant amount of euro, instead to be just trash like this that will appear on your profit of the company. The labor cost, very important. We reduce it by 78%. With 2 operators, we can drive the AlphaJET. Compared to how many operators do you need between the pre-press department the offset printing department, the screen printing department, and the hot foil stamping department. So that's very simple. With the AlphaJET, thanks for that, we reduce the cost production by 78%. As well, for the sustainability, we reduce by 70% the carbon footprint of the machine. And the cost energy, we can go up to 84% reduction cost compared to the conventional process. So here you have the global saving and benefit of the technology on the top of a very competitive cost production compared to the conventional process. That's on the overhead cost, where we can generate significant saving with the technology. Technology speaking, we are using a unique combination of proven industrial technology. First, we using technology utilized on the automotive and train technology with a linear electromagnetic motors and buffers. And what does it mean? When you will see the breakdown of the machine, you will understand that we are using a ring on which one we have trays turning permanently on the buffer, on the electromagnetic buffer, with no friction, no traction, no constraint on, and we are printing flat. Flat meaning the substrate from the beginning to the end staying flat on the trays. So we have no any circumvolution of the substrate in the cylinder of the machine, who can generating some problem of registration, some problem of overprinting applications when we have to do that. We have also integrated artificial intelligence scanner. What does it mean? We have a scanner before printing, and we have a scanner after printing. The before printing, the scanner will reading the position of the paper on the trays and will give the information to the printing engine on the XY position to be sure that each sheet will be printed on the same position. That's very important. But as well, when we are doing front and back, to be sure that the front will be aligned with the back and having a perfect registration. As well, we have a second scanner at the end of the printing process and varnishing process to control the color density of the print, to be sure that from the first to the last print, we have the same color consistency. But as well, to calibrate your AlphaJET once a day or once a week when we need to realign all the calibrations to getting exactly the color that you are looking during the printing process. We have a front-end system with a suite of software. We are bringing to the AlphaJET an MGI Predict application. What is the MGI Predict application? That's giving to you the capabilities to do remote control and maintenance at distance on the product. Your production managers can anticipate when a preventive maintenance can be achieved or when a curative maintenance has to do operate on the machine according the information that you will receive via the cloud. We have a dashboard software delivered with the AlphaJET, who's giving to you the OEE of the machine, what is the productivity of the machine per operator, per hour, per file, per customers. So all this information can be extracted. But on the top of that, you have also a cost production calculator giving to you exactly which quantity of consumables have been used to produce a file. And those elements can be migrated to your analysis and your accounting department to having a very sharp analysis of your cost prediction. So, as I said, we have no plates, no screen, no dies, no cliche with the printing process, the spot or float varnish process, and the hot foil stamping process. So that's very important. You have totally digital from printing to finishing. And we will see, according those specifications, how ISRA have, I would say, take the benefit of those points to increase the impact on their productions. So thank you very much for your attention. And I think better no one than Mr. Chauvin can introduce the ISRA company. And I will be pleased to give the words to Jean-Pierre Chauvin, the CEO of ISRA, just for finishing my introductions. Now that's 2 years the machine have been installed at ISRA. They're starting with a half a shift on the machine, and today they are working on 2 shifts with the AlphaJET for their production. Jean-Pierre, thank you very much. That's your turn, and we will be pleased to hearing you about your company and your experience around the technology.
Okay, hello Victor, hello Hans, hello everybody. So I try to bring some more details regarding production with AlphaJET in our company. So at the beginning, ISRA is a French company specialized in manufacturing of plastic cards and paper cards for several markets like retail cards, loyalty cards, gift cards, access control cards, and ID cards. So we employ around 90 people, and we produce about 60 million cards per year. So PVC and paper. It's very important to know these 2 points. And our activity is based regarding production cards. So we start with a blank PVC sheet or blank paper sheet, and we print, we manufacture, and we move to personalize and ship the card directly to the customer. And we have an activity with mailing. So we buy AlphaJET machine in I think 2021, and we receive a machine in 2022, and we decide to invest in this machine because we are more and more production with paper cards, because as you know, we start, it's right, an old company, and we are 50 years old, and at the beginning we print only on PVC cards, on PVC sheet, PVC material, and from 10 years now, for 10 years, more than 10 years, we move some production like loyalty cards and gift cards to paper cards, and we decide to buy AlphaJET machine to produce all our paper cards on the machine with the technology with water-based ink. So we are in the screen some sample with that card we produce for our customer. So main important, it's since we have AlphaJET machine, we can offer to our customer a large, as explained Victor, a large effect regarding printing. Of course, we have color printing, but it's very important to have today varnish and foil, for example, because when we speak about gift cards, it's a product that our customer sells. So it's very important to have a very nice cards for our customers to make some difference for their competitors. So you have some sample of gift card on the screen.
Question for you, Jean-Pierre. You are printing cards, but today you will do more for your customer as well, the packaging of the cards with the AlphaJET.
Yes, because we are, of course, the cards, but we have the holder to the card, because when you buy some gift card on shop, you have the holder with the cards. So with the B1 format, today we introduce packaging in ISRA company, right?
Okay, thank you very much, Jean-Pierre. It's very interesting presentations, and we'll have some questions for you in order to having more feedback about your experience now since 2 years. And my first one, how has digital transforming in printing accelerated efficiency and sustainability at ISRA Card? Can you give us more detail or more information about these transformations?
Yes, I try to answer this question. So you have to know, at the beginning we produce with offset machine and 6-screen machine, so the analog technology. And when we decide to buy a new machine, so of course we are decide to offset and digital machine. And today we have to answer with our customer with more and more design of the cards, perhaps quantity quite less by the past. So we think digital printing, it's a good solution for us to answer for new needs of our customer. Of course, it's very important to have quality of printing and reduce also the delivery time, because today we are more and more less and less vision, less and less delay to produce, delivery time to produce. So AlphaJET machine is very important for us, because today we can produce in, for example, 2 days with a single pass. We can print. It's very important to know in ISRA we print on the both sides, because gift cards,
yeah,
or loyalty cards. So we print in the front and the back. So in the same pass we can print on both. We have, of course, we print first the front and after the back, but we can put varnish, and sometimes we put variable data in the same pass.
Okay.
So we make a lot of, we reduce a lot of cost in production without setting tools, without waste material, and so on.
And the migration from PVC to paper have been a very important point for your customer?
Yes, for sure, because today we are green. Each company have to reduce its carbon impact, of course. Yeah. So ISRA start very early in with paper cards, and it's yes, it's important to have a good logic, a good politics. Sorry for my English, but if you have paper with water-based ink, it's you answer for a good solution, a green solution.
Okay, just for our audience, as you heard from Jean-Pierre, ISRA Cards was 100% analog company with no digital, and they made a big step ahead by choosing the AlphaJET as the first digital technology for ISRA Card.
By the way, may I just make everyone aware of the fact that it's possible to type in a question in the chat for Jean-Pierre or for Victor.
Jean-Pierre, what were the most critical features you considered when investing in digital printing technology?
First, of course, quality of printing, because ISRA is very specialized in cards and with a good quality. So of course, printing is very important. Second, it's a capacity of production. It's we produce with machine every day in 2 shifts, so it's a really production machine. So we have to produce every day because we reduce our delivery time. So first, quality and capacity of production.
When you are talking about quality, are you talking as well about to be on the Pantone color of the request of the customer?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and today I think we don't find the limit of AlphaJET machine because of offset or 6 screen. We can't do what you want. So with AlphaJET machine, we have a lot of color you can make. So today we say to our customer, open your mind, we can print everything.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah, that's very interesting. Very impressive that if you are saying today, the limit is your imagination.
Yes, all right. Yes, of course, we print a lot of effect, as I said, regarding varnish and hot foil, because without the machine, we print with offset, and sometimes we put varnish in 6 screen, but we have difficulties in production to repair between offset and 6 screen. Today, in one pass, we print with high accuracy your varnish on your color.
Okay, so that's very important. That's what we was pointing during the presentation. The registration between the print and the embellishment is almost perfect in the one pass operation.
Yeah. So we reduce a lot our waste material, of course.
Yeah.
So we reduce our cost and setting. Yes.
Absolutely.
Actually, Jean-Pierre, there was a question in the chat, probably related to what you're now discussing, how the value of the 5.0 factory has helped you to improve your production, especially how it has helped you to save cost. Could you explain a little bit further on that?
So I try. So I read the question. So we reduce a lot our delivery time because when you print with offset and sometimes some offset plus 6 screen, we are waiting some couple of days technical time. So today with our customer, we can use the application with MGI, show the design to the screen. In less than 1 hour, we can print on AlphaJET, make some samples, and send to our customer without setting cost, without tools, plates, and so on.
So you don't
we win with flexibility a lot. So it's completely different than analog technology. So we have both today in ISRA, also always offset and 6 screen, and now AlphaJET. So we can make a very nice mix with all the technology, but with digital and with AlphaJET in particular, we reduce a lot our time production.
Okay, so that's important. The labor cost is reduced, the raw material waste is reduced, and you optimize the production to be able to providing a sample to your customer in the day.
And accept small quantity to our customer because sometimes we refuse order regarding stamping, foil or varnish because we have a lot of setting cost. So with this machine, we can accept small and medium quantity with a lot of effect, for example.
Okay.
Because we have no tools to buy it.
All right, great. I don't know if the audience have a question because on my mode, I don't see the question appearing on my screen. Do you have some question for Jean-Pierre Chauvin?
I see a few people are typing, but I'm personally also curious, Jean-Pierre. You explained how you have grown your volume from 1 to 2 shifts now. You do the cards. How do you see this develop in the future? And do you see any other applications that could be interesting for you?
Yes, I spoke regarding the career of the cards, of course. So with B1, with format, because with offset and screen was smaller format. So with B1, today we explore smart packaging because, as I told, we are a very large experience with RFID. So we make contactless card and smart cards today in ISRA. And we try to move to explore smart packaging. Today, Victor said regarding some material, different material. We print wood sheet to make wood cards on AlphaJET machine.
Great.
Yeah, there was a question in the chat about what other substrates you can print on. So you say wood also.
So yeah, so main product is of course it's paper. So we are a large range of paper today because we have to put a lot of effects. So it depends if your type of paper. Also, we print PVC for embellishment because of course PVC today is print on offset or silk screen with UV ink. But when we have to put a varnish, a selective varnish or foil, so we print on offset first and go to AlphaJET for varnish and foil.
So you're using hybrid technology, meaning printing on offset and finishing on the AlphaJET.
Yes. Okay. And sometimes on paper we have some jobs with variable data because of course in ISRA we have a good experience in personalization with variable data, encoding chip and barcode, max swipe and so on. So we have sometimes some small market with variable data, and we print packaging with variable data.
Thank you, Jean-Pierre.
There's another question for you, Jean-Pierre. Are you confident after 2 years of production that printing with the AlphaJET is more profitable than doing it the analog way as you did before? And what is the number of sheets that the AlphaJET is able to do cheaper?
It's a good question. Today we produce every day on the machine with two shifts. Regarding the question, we had some few minutes. There is a point I don't say. It's regarding the quantity of a job we can launch every day. I think it's very important. It's not regarding the quantity of sheet because perhaps offset it's more speed, but we have a lot of job in production in ISRA because we are printing, we have to laminate, die cutting. After we have to personalize, mailing. Every day we produce perhaps 6 to 20, 30 design different on the machine. Okay. So we change a lot because we have to put a printing sheet on several machines after the printing. So that's the big difference with analog technology. So we just have a flow, a normal flow in production without we reduce the quantity in progress. So we earn some mètre carré in factory. So today we print a lot of design, and I think this point is very important. Not really in quantity because it's very. Today we have to find new job to make the AlphaJET full time.
And there was another question that's just coming in. What advice would you give other companies who are considering investing in this technology, what advice would you have for them? How to go about it?
At the end, it's very easy to integrate in this machine because it's easy to find the people who wants to pilot this machine, and it's not the same case for 6 screen of offset machine. I think you have to consider, of course, your market, because perhaps for I don't know all the markets for packaging, but if you have to produce strong quantity with a lot of several design with a good flexibility, I think you have to consider very important this technology.
Okay, thank you. We're about 10 minutes over time. So I
forget this point regarding the I think we installed the machine in April to June, and in a few weeks we start in production. It was very simple because it's a big investment. Of course, it's a big machine, but it's very easy to use. Very easy to use.
That's very important. Thank you, Jean-Pierre, to highlighting the easy use of the AlphaJET, and the fact that as I told you during the presentation, 1 or 2 operator, but I think, Jean-Pierre, you're working with 1 operator per shift, huh?
Yes, 1 operator per shift.
So with 1 operator, you can operate the AlphaJET for printing to finishing, and that's very important compared to the analog process when you have the pre-press department to generate the plates, after the offset printing to printing the sheets, to go to the C screen, and after the hot foil stamping. So that's maybe crucial, and you have a live testimonial that's telling you with 1 operator you can manage 20, 30 different designs in the day or in the shift to produce what you want for your customers, and having the capabilities to prototyping very quickly a sample. And for that, I forgot to told you during the presentation, we have a solution. We call it MGI Approve. MGI Approve is a rendering application who's showing you on the 3D the object that will be printed. If it is a packaging, a box, or if it is a card, or if it is a brochure, whatever, with the Approve software, you can show to your customers all the aspects of the printing applications, with the CYMK color, with the substrate, with the spot UV and the hot foil stamping. And that's what Jean-Pierre saying just before. With the Approve, they can reduce the decision time to their customers, and they can send a prototype very quickly, and to get the order less than 48 hours starting from the starting point. So that's something that you have to consider in your decision channel with your customers.
There's one other question that popped up for you, Jean-Pierre. The idea of a plastic-free card is great. How did your customers respond to this when you offer this paper-based card?
No, it's very easy to promote paper cards. It depends, of course, regarding the application. If we speak about ID cards or public transport cards, we go on PVC because the cards must to resist about I don't know 3 or 4 or 5 years. But for small durability, promote a paper card is very easy.
Yeah, the gift card or the loyalty card is a one-day use card. So as you know,
for hotel, for example,
yeah, the PVC is not recyclable, and I think degrading the PVC needs more than 300 years. So to providing to your customer a bio card, meaning can be degraded in less than what you need to tell it by recycle the substrate. That's clear for their customer. They can promote as well the green impact on such card.
And paper cards is cheaper than PVC card because you don't have lamination operation, because this operation is very expensive.
Yeah, and expensive. Yeah,
and consuming of energy.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think we're running 15 minutes behind the close of the official time, but it's been good. Unless there's any other question, I want to thank you very much for your participation, Jean-Pierre. I appreciate it very much. Wish you good business.
I have just a point for the participant who would like to have the presentation. Please, you have to send a specific request, and you will receive the PDF file of the presentations.
Okay, good.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time, gentlemen and ladies. And we're staying at your disposal. And if you need maybe more detail for the AlphaJET or for the other embellished product, you can contact your local partner from Konica Minolta, or as well to having a direct connection with us, and we will readdress your demand to Konica Minolta.
Okay.
Thank you, and wish you a good afternoon. And we are waiting for your further question or interest.
Thank you very much, everybody. And thank you for the team to host it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Merci, Jean-Pierre.